feast. First, it starts with feast. Then,
Alcohol
of course, alcohol. Obviously.
No, like a cultural agenda also. Like,
Yeah,
you know, they will talk about beef in the Hindi heartland, they won't talk about it.
So obviously
there.
they are
yes,
not
I get
comfortable.
what-
And in Northeast, West Bengal is not a very happy word.
There are 9 states which will be going to elections in 2023, provided Jammu and Kashmir doesn't go into election, because if that does, then there are 10 elections in 2023. I have with me on one expert on everything Northeast. And that is Kaushik Deka. He's our executive editor. Welcome, Kaushik. It's really cold in Delhi. We're rolling out of today the temperature is supposed to be 2 degrees Celsius. You must have seen it in the news. But Kaushik is leaving for Assam tomorrow. Is it as cold there right now?
No. I'm very happy that I'll escape this Delhi cold. And then the Bihu festival is coming, which is
For Bihu you're
yeah, the Bhogali Bihu, as the word would says that it's a festival for feast and primarily a non-vegetarian feast. So I'm all set to feast on
What kind of dishes come in the Bihu feast?
duck meat, fish,
So
mutton.
it's like a full thali.
It's a full thali. You can have anything. Then there is uruka. That night, every Assamese will feast on everything
is uruka?
possible. Uruka is just before the Bihu. The day Bihu starts, it will be on 14th of January. The way you celebrate Lohri, etc.
Acha, Makar Sankranti,
Makar
Lohri here
Sankranti,
and Bihu feast.
So
there.
basically, you will feast. So I'm all set for a good
What's the
feast.
sweet?
Pitha. The
What is pitha?
pitha is a rice cake, you can say, with there would be coconut or there would be til, sesame.
Yeah.
So, and there are many other things, coconut laddus.
So it's all about eating, feasting.
Yeah, it is all about eating. So I'm all set.
So you're all, and it's not that cold.
It's not that cold. It's cold by Assamese standard. And before you get into other things, let me do a self promotion.
Do.
You were a Choudhary and the program says Chunaav ki Choudhary. My mother's surname is Choudhary and she keeps taunting me all the time, though Dekas are no less, that she keeps flaunting her land that her father had, the way they gifted land and all that. So today probably I can boast of
Kaushik
that I'm
Choudhary is
part
also
of,
with us.
part of
Yeah.
the Choudhary game.
So half Choudhary is Kaushik,
Yes.
and Kaushik Choudhary is also with us. So Chunaav ke Choudhary fits in there. But Kaushik, 3 states are going into elections from the northeast: Meghalaya, Nagaland, Tripura. Just give us a quick up down, on what is in these states and what are you looking out for in these 3 states. And we'll pick one and we'll talk about one extensively.
Okay, so Tripura, as you saw, in Tripura last year, a very interesting thing happened. That a long 20 years reign of Manik Sarkar, one of the legendary politicians from left, his government was overthrown by the BJP. Out of nowhere, one person called Biplab Dev, he became CM and BJP was nowhere in Tripura, even 1 year back before the elections. And that was quite an interesting development, the Poriborton that happened in Tripura. If you come to Meghalaya, there also you will see that BJP became part of the game. They had 2 MLAs, but they are part of the game.
And how the TMC, Congress became the TMC.
Later, Congress became the TMC. Congress became TMC in every state almost, or TMC or BJP.
For those who don't understand, I'll give you a lowdown. Congress becoming TMC means mass defection from the Congress to the TMC. So
or
TMC
to the BJP.
Or to the BJP.
Yeah.
But in Meghalaya, primarily what we're talking about is mass defection from the Congress, which was the primary opposition, going into the TMC. And now the TMC, the Congress has nothing, TMC has all the stake, right? Okay.
Yeah, kind of. In fact, there are 4 CMs in Northeast, let me add, who are actually Congress members, former Congress members, starting with Himanta Biswa Sarma in Assam, then N. Biren Singh in Manipur, Pema Khandu in Arunachal Pradesh, and Dr. Manik Shah in Tripura.
I can't say much for the Congress. And Nagaland, what is Nagaland? Still dances to its own tune.
Nagaland is a peculiar case. There, as you mentioned before the program, that there is no opposition.
Yeah.
So one could be in this particular party today, tomorrow he can defect to another party and then again come back or create a new party.
Log ho hi rehte hain.
Yeah, kind of.
Same.
The issues are the same, people are the same. In fact, barring Assam, you can say, and now Assam also becoming like that, you can say this about almost all northeastern states, that the elections are actually won by individuals. Rarely elections are won on party tickets.
Tell me something. When we cover elections, say in the Hindi heartland, or when we cover other big state elections, usually, there's a tyranny of distance. I can come up with more cliches like this, where the Northeast comes into the picture.
That's by Rajdeep.
Rajdeep's favorite line.
He might seek copyright from you.
His favorite line for the Northeast is tyranny of distance. But so I will come back to one point. When you are covering other elections, money power is very big. Is money big in the Northeast, or is it in like these are smaller?
Bigger than the northern states.
See,
or
I never
southern
knew
states.
this. Bigger than the northern
You know why?
states.
And I cannot prove it officially, but money plays a huge role in northeastern politics. And
Is
in
Northeast
fact,
as corrupt as us? Lot
probably
here?
more. Probably more. You know why? Because there is less accountability. Here, the
Right.
media is there all the time. National media, so-called national media, or whatever you say. The focus is not that much. If you look at the disparity, the disparity between the rich and the poor, it's unimaginable. Then about if you ask politicians, if you ask northeastern politicians, constituency wise, the expenses of a political party or a political leader would be much higher in northeastern states. May not
Really?
be as high in Assam, means comparatively much less than the other northeastern states, simply because everybody knows everyone. And then you have to spend more on every voter.
Freebies are given.
Of course,
What kind of freebies? मतलब pressure cooker मिलता है क्या मिलता है या साड़ी मिलता है?
feast, first it starts with feast, then
Alcohol
of course
milta hai?
alcohol, obviously, means if you don't give that, musical shows,
Oh,
many
so those
other
are-
things, yeah.
Acha, so one bottle or like what is the?
It can't be one bottle, because you have to
Per-
go to one particular village,
Yeah.
and then you have to throw
It's a feast.
multiple feasts, not one. Means you can't do with one village one day. It has to be before the
So each candidate will throw multiple feasts in one village.
Yeah.
So the feast for 1 month is
yeah,
sorted,
you have to
but
keep
every
them
village is
happy,
sorted.
keep them happy till the elections are over.
Is money given?
Yes, of course.
I don't believe we are having this conversation. It's all unofficial, but we are having it on record.
Yes.
Money is also given.
Yes.
Okay, but not like a cycle दे देंगे, ये दे देंगे, वो not
People
like
are not that interested in cycles or
Yeah.
any other thing. I mean,
But
maybe.
what is
it's
what is the best like freebie? during
community
election?
feast?
That is the biggest.
Where money works, means not in every place money will work, but where money works, community feast with some gift. Like in North India,
What
you give
kind of-
envelopes.
Oh,
So without the envelope, it's
Direct.
given direct. Or you can say handouts, or you can say direct transfer,
direct transfer. also.
direct transfer of
Not
benefits
bad.
without the electronic mode.
Are people sick of the corruption? You said there's more corruption.
People are sick of corruption, and BJP's success, if you say in Northeast, one of the reasons is this direct delivery of benefits in the government way, not the cash transfer.
I get, yeah. Last mile connectivity.
Yeah, last mile
Delivery.
connectivity. It has empowered a lot of people. Say, for instance, in Assam, tea garden areas or the tribal areas,
Right.
where there used to be many things happening for the tribal people on the record. But to get actual benefits, people had to either pay or they would never get it.
So that is the BJP, how the BJP has actually made such massive inroads in such a short time.
Yes, the execution of the
Tell me
government
something,
policies.
if there is such deep-seated corruption in your face, if there is also a fair amount of anger where the way things work, why, so usually this would be a recipe for maybe a party like say the Aam Aadmi Party to enter. Why are these parties not successful, or they don't see ground in the Northeast?
No, there have
do?
been Aam Aadmi Party like experiments.
There have been experiments like what?
like in Assam, the AGP.
Yes.
In 1985, when
Right.
the Assam government was formed by AGP, the Prafulla Mahanta was in his university hostel.
Right.
He was 32. From university hostel, he came to the CM bungalow, and they led a massive movement, which probably there is no such example across India.
Right.
Means you haven't seen a leader who will say today Assam will stop functioning, and everybody will stop functioning.
That's more
kind of-
communist
No,
and
not
social-
no. He was
socialist
not a
kind.
political leader.
I get
Sorry,
what
he
you-
was a political leader, but he was not in power. He was leading an
Agitation.
Out of affection, people did that. So that kind of massive
Is there a
support
space
he had. There is still a
for-
space.
there is
There have been several other political parties that are growing, political leaders who are growing. But yes, again, the politics in Aam Aadmi Party's case, Arvind Kejriwal understood the popular support part and how to handle elections. The problem with the northeastern startup political groups are that they have understood how to mobilize support, but they haven't understood how to win elections.
But do you think that could happen, that the Northeast could birth its own?
Yes, why not? There
party?
is a huge vacuum, and people are. If you ask the mass, then they would say that they are not very happy. Of course, they were not happy with Congress. They are not very happy with BJP either, because of this BJP's cultural unification, the attempt to unify in an Indian way, so-called typical Indian way.
Got it.
So that's creating some tremors.
No, like a cultural agenda also. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
they will talk about
So-
beef in the Hindi heartland, they won't talk about
So obviously
it there.
they
So
are
yes,
not
I get
comfortable.
what
People are not comfortable. So if there is a voice, there is someone who can give their voice and play good politics, there is always space for.
What is the trajectory of in terms of various political parties in the Northeast? I know it's difficult for you to say it in really short, but complete collapse of the Congress, the rise of the BJP, now where does it all stand?
Probably there will be a saturation, and then the local voices will come up. If I have reasons to believe that, as I said, that BJP has done well in terms of
TMC
delivering.
has a chance?
TMC may have a chance
It's trying very hard.
in particular areas, but not everywhere.
Not
And
everywhere.
because TMC is primarily seen as a party from West Bengal,
Yes.
and in Northeast, West Bengal is not a very happy word, I would say.
Not a very happy word. Why? What is
Why then
what
I'll
is-
have to go into history.
There is,
So
I
it's
don't know
a long
but
history.
Assamese and Bengalis don't quite like each other, right?
Of course, they don't like each other. That's
At
that's
least
a
you're
fact.
saying it.
No,
In
I
our
have always said
okay,
that.
we'll begin our next show on why Assamese and Bengalis don't like each other. That's our second episode of Chunaav Ke Choudhary from the Northeast. Kaushik is still with us.